Alright. Oh, okay, I hope it's not too loud. Welcome back. We have a few hours today. And then I have to go again. So, wait, that is something only a Vulkan engineer can make. Amazing animation. Yes. Surely. Let's close that. Let's see. So, I need a way to keep track. Wait, is the music too loud? For me, it's too loud. At least I will take it out. I hope it's not too quiet now for the stream. It might be. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope it's not too quiet. Anyway, there's a few things we have to take care of then. One will be... It will actually be... Should I first just make the state? Because it's actually something that the server will know the state of the enemy. And then it will have to tell the clients what state they should be in. And based on that, the client will do the appropriate animation, right? So I think we will probably do something like that. But I'm wondering, like, should I first just try to toggle between... No, the server needs to send... Let me think. This is weird. I could probably get rid of that as well, because that's not really helping me at all right now. It was a test that I did earlier, or last time. So we don't really need that one right now. Let's see. Here it is. There it is. We don't need to print the height of the camera right now. It was just, oh yeah, and the buffer here. So I need to think a bit better way of how to do this UI stuff, because it's a little annoying that I have to create this temporary buffer that exists within the scope. I should probably make it... It should somehow store the information already. Well, it's not the main problem here right now. Let's not think about it. The main problem is still just here. I'm taking damage. Let's see. Wait, Webby said something. What did he say? Let's see. I'm gonna move so I don't die, because I don't have a handling death situation, so it's not gonna be good. They would test the Steam lobby thing without 2 computers and 2 Steam accounts. Let's see. So, I'm thinking, because what I already do in a way, I don't know if it would be worth integrating it to one another. It would be to take, when we receive, instead of add health, then that means we would have to do logic on the client whenever somebody does an attack, and then check if we got hurt, and that's like, we could. Which actually would be a lot better in a way. But then we would also have to know how much they dealt anyway, so why not just do separate packets anyway? Now I'm thinking I probably would do... I will probably do just a state that it's sent. The server just keeps track of the state, sends what happens, what action should be. This is the client code. This is also the client code. What the fuck? Wait, why am I? Let's move the. I prefer to have all of the client stuff over here and a server over here. It's just cleaner to read, I find most of the time. Yeah, let's close one of those. So we have this here. Let's put the run to the left. Yeah. Let's say server, because we do already have like kind of like an enemy manager in a way. Kind of dumb that I do it like this, but this is how I do it. Now I wonder, am I doing something unnecessary here as well? Because I think this logic is already taken care of. No, this is fine. This is fine. I don't like this being here either. Enemy manager spawns the planets. That's pretty dumb, not lie. But it does it, so. But I'm thinking in here we could figure out, because basically what I do is here is I do basically the logic for dealing damage. Let's change it. So we wanted to move a bit closer because I have 10 distance right now. Let's move it to 4. Okay. Yeah, so that looks like more reasonable for it to come up and deal damage. Yeah. Yeah. Now, this is probably gonna kill me at some point. So wait, what if I just set my overself here? So now it can't reach me. Where is it trying to move? It's just moving somewhere it seems reasonable. So I won't die. I should probably make. I'm trying to think like a simple way to just not make a flag that could toggle. Yeah, I think we could do that. And that will require a restart because that will mean we'll have to change the orientation on the layout on the systems. So I will do a flag here, which will be invincible. Just for testing. I think also it could be fun to maybe add something like that before you become invincible. It spells like that. It would be fun to also kind of use that, maybe. And we'll go to the spawner. I think it's not the spawner that takes care of it actually. On the client, it's the spawner's responsibility. But here I do not actually do it. That's a bit of a funny. It's okay. Can you still take damage if you're invincible? But you can't die. It's okay. Let's see. We will do a. I think we will do it in a network because that's where I do all of the other things, so it's not weird. I should probably make it a little bit more. But we'll do it here. This is the player. Through. Then we can go to health, and then in here when we do take damage, if it does not health or entity dot flags invincible. Wait, is it? No, wait, or is invincible. So if an entity doesn't have health component, or if it's invincible, we'll just return false that it doesn't take damage. Alright, health. Well, that's a bit, that's wrong. Actually, invincible, you can still take health. Okay, brother. I'm just using this one because it's more convenient to just do remove health and then you call the add health and it will just invert the thing. But we'll do an if it's invincible, we'll return false. Like so. And the player should now be invincible, so we shouldn't be able to take damage. Hello, Doombertel. How are you? Tell me how you are. I hope you're great, because you are pretty great. Got permission to stream again? Yes, I got permission to stream again. I should probably change the colliders for these things to be capsules instead of boxes, because boxes allows them to quite easily to stack on top of each other. Pretty funny. Here did not take damage. I just print that, but I think we can probably just make it if did not take damage. We'll leave it as that. It's fine. Waiting for a manager to arrive for the morning briefing. Bro, you haven't even told me yet what the fuck you're working on, man. You just told me that you got a real job, and I was like, alright. I never get to know what you actually do. Yeah. But we will I work for I've never heard about that. Don't know. Clothing brand. Nah, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Okay. I'm thinking we could do a one of the biggest in the world, lol. Well, I'm not really big on clothing. Look at that. I'm actually like kind of like inside of the thing. Maybe I shouldn't be inside of it. I'm also inside of the planet. Hey. No, I'm not. Interesting. Okay, maybe... Oh, no, it's just the model that is, like, actually bigger than the actual collider. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, you gotta go. Take care, Doomwortel. We'll see you next time whenever I see you. I will do this. We'll do here, and we'll start a plot to brainstorm a little bit. I'm thinking... I think I already did a little bit of... asked earlier, like, how to do the loading of multiple animations. So you have in memory the if we could load that so it has some bit of reference what we're trying to do. No, there's no... Okay, that's okay. I got the multiple animations loaded from GLB. Now I can toggle between them. Can toggle between them. Now I am thinking the server will be the one with the state of the enemies walking, running, attacking, right? Then it will be the responsibility of the client to simulate. So far, I only care about walking and attacking. Maybe should get an idle. Idle after this. We'll just do the walking and attacking, then we'll get an idle state. But for now, we'll just care about this. Yeah, that's the right server own state, client owns presentation. Server authoritative, enemy state, enemy walk position. It's already drives movement health, enemy manager, health manager. The animation state is just a byte that the animation state is just a byte that rides along with the enemy in your existing snapshot packet. Maps the byte which clip to play. A client never decides is this enemy attacking, it just renders what the server says. Don't build a state machine on the client. Server enum is the state machine. Client is lookup table, state clip, index play. For now, just enum idle walk attack on the enemy structure. Serialize it in the snapshot. Client switch clip on change. Wait, what? For now, just enum idle walk attack on the enemy struct. Serialize it in the snapshot. Client switch client on. Snapshot client switch clip on change. Skip blending transition until it looks bad. Skip blend trees animation events client side prediction of state. Add blending when it looks jarring. One real question worth deciding now. Does it need to be server time so that it hit lands on specific frame, or it's cosmetic? To change whether the server sends just attacking or attack started at tick N. We need at start N. I want to do a but how can I time it? I'm thinking because it's also kind of like you can do a attacking and then immediately just receive the damage, or it should be also like kind of like when it lands we should do a kind of a volume or raycast check for whatnot to see if the player happened to be inside of it and then attack. It's really hard to debug also these things because it's like I cannot, if I want to debug a collision detection I would have to send the collision over the internet to see if it, that's a bit funny also, you know. Or I should have maybe a renderer to be oh my god, what if you could compile the server with a renderer also to see how things simulate? Well, then you would basically have a, what's it called when you have the client also to play a playable character? Of course I wouldn't do that, but then we could actually get one that simulates it immediately. Maybe that's actually a pretty good approach. And then one that is just a renderer. It would probably be possible to compile both of them at the same kind of way. Because it's honestly, it's nothing. The one who is, if you made it, that one wouldn't. It's really interesting to think about. Because it could also be like a non-player. It could just be a debug viewer all the time. To implement a renderer on the server as well. But just walk around. I mean, I could literally just copy the renderer that I got on a client. And I could just do the same thing, but this one wouldn't even be sent over the internet. You could send it like and you could compile with a flag to say that you want a, oh my god, dude, that would be pretty fucking sick. It's a pretty sick tool, but let's see, I will write it down. Server side renderer for debug, because this would actually be like really convenient renderer for debugging. I think it would. I would literally just copy paste what I got on a client, just ignore it. I will just write it all in here. Using glag to compile. Yeah, renderer. And this would also allow to do the toggling with the numpad without needing to do maybe a terminal interface, which would be pretty convenient. I think this would be pretty fire. Oh my god. Oh my god. I could probably also just So But yeah, okay, and let's not get too. I will think about it. I think it would be pretty freaking sick. But for now, we'll just do this. Snapshot client, switch client on change. I think we want to attack. Okay, but back on the thing, like, okay, let's ask the question. Perhaps I wanted the attack to be on specific frame of animation, because I would have to write that right now into my code statically, because there's no way to kind of figure that out, I think. Or can I like save in the GLTF a moment and then don't catch it in the sampler or something? Is the only way to do it is to hard code it for me right now, or can I save some marker in Blender for the GLTF file? Has no animation event marker. Concept Blender timeline marks don't export to GLTF either, so no, you can't just drop a marker in Blender and read it back, not out of the box. Your realistic options laziest first. Hardcode the frame time per clip, or server okay, actually, yeah, time, I could just do that. For 2 attack animation, this is the 1 line each. I think it wouldn't be too pathetic to do this, yeah, probably not. To just store at that time, do it. And then you could just like twig it, because hot reloading works, so you could get a pretty good look at it. GLTF extra arbitrary JSON, you can hang on the animation node. Blender custom properties do export into extras. So at a custom property hit time on the object action in Blender, then read GLTF animation extra at load, slightly more plumbing in your loader, but it keeps the data with the asset instead of magic numbering code. Sidecar.json to the GLB, more files, no Blender coupling skip. Ponytail hardcode hit frame to GLTF extra when you have attack animation, attack const. The honest trade-off option 1 is faster to ship, but the number lives away from the artist, lives away lives. The moment your artist 3 times an attack and you have to go edit Zig, switch to option 2. Until then, hardcode. Want me to check your GLTF loader exposes the... It does parse extra, I'm pretty sure. Else I would just add it. But I don't use extras. But let's see. Then we could actually do this, and okay, we'll go. Okay, we will go with antics. Now for the client or the packet that will be sent over to the client, will we send state plus start tick, or let's see. Well, that one is responding on that. I'm gonna take a quick look into, because we do not receive anything to do with animations, so yes, the state start tick, but only the actual need the tick for one shot animes. Idle loop for error client just plays them. The start tick is irrelevant, it can free run the loop. Like it's one shot, the frame client needs start tick to compute elapse now minus start tick current frame fire. But they don't start at the same. I have different times for them. Like maybe I should fix that. If we go to system right here, and then we go to the update, and then we do here, I should do it. We can do a std log debug. But that would actually make so much. I should synchronize this timestamp. Oh my god, that would be so fucking good. Time. Because right now the times they are not the same. Elapsed time there. Say that, so it's gonna come up there. There you can see elapsed time is like 879. And then if you go here to systems and a client, you can actually just yank this because it's the same idea. Update, we go down here, we do a paste here. we do that. So now the spawn bullet is gonna be a bit in the way. There, 890. Yeah, it's like slightly delayed, 5 seconds, but that's because I started the client pretty early. If I stop it now and I restart it, you see it has its own unique time from when it started to be connected. So it's not the same, and they should probably, if we're gonna make that thing work, we need them to be synchronized. Yeah. Get it? It's funny. Let's see, what else does it suggest then? Start to fire the hit at frame end. So and also run round time trick. Probably need to account for that. Both in the timing and then also in the animation, maybe. Maybe not in animation, we'll see. State idle, so the minimal field set per enemy in the snapshot. State enum, yeah. Okay, got a bit of duplicate. Wait. Minimal field set per enemy in snapshot. Idle walk, start tick. Let the current state begin. On start covers everything. Client logic if. State change recorded. Elapsed tick, current tick, state start tick. Looping animation ignore elapsed. Uses its 4-frame hit timing. Looping animations ignore elapse. Looping animations. Yeah, attacks uses for timing. Why send start tick instead of elapsed frame number? Why send start tick? Why send that instead of elapsed frame number? It's stable under packet loss and late joins. A client that connects mid attack still computes the right frame from tick, sending a current frame would desync the movement packet drop. Sending a current frame would desync the skip separate per state timers. Animation done. Acknowledge. Separate per state timers. Skip separate per state timers. Animation done. Acknowledge. And when you have animation to change. What? The thing to nail down is your snapshot full state every tick or delta event base. It's the delta. It's a normal ticks. If full state starts state plus start state tick, just join the existing per enemy it struck and you're done. If event based, you instead send an enemy X entered state S at tick T event once, which is your network manager doing today. I'm not sure what you mean. Last. I'm thinking we probably want the elapsed time to be synced with the server. So if server has ran for 1000 seconds, a client who joins should get that to their run as well. I use time step dt. Look in and also client, but should probably look into how to get some kind of idle animation also, because well, and then there's a lot of improvements actually that I need to do, because I'm also thinking, do I have in the optimized networking here? Smaller, I did have it. Spam bullet through net, but simulate independent on each client. That is something I actually would like to do as its own independent card somewhere there probably. Looked at it. Your server has no integer tick. It's accumulated elapsed time in step. That's is the thing to be careful about. First, the last thing I confuse you with, just how often you send enemy states. Oh, I'll send them every time. It's bad. Full snapshot. Every packet contains all enemies. Full state plus animation state. No, I don't. I don't think that's. Shouldn't it just send if a animation state changes? The position should also just change, but they should be separate packets, I would say, right? Simple self-correcting under packet loss, event-based. You send enemy 5 start attacking. Once when it happens, less bandwidth, but drop packet missed event. Yeah, okay, now I understand what it means. But you could also send it reliable. Maybe. I mean, I would do it until I find that it's a problem. You're clearly doing snapshots, so ignoring events done. No, I would like to do the events. Fuck you. I'm not. Well, I guess an animation state and time is not too much in that packet, but it's again for every entity. It's gonna be bad. Now your real question: synchronize elapsed time so late join times up. Yes, stamp every snapshot with server clock, but don't ship the after elapsed time at and an integer tick counter next to it. Main Zig alongside elapsed time. Tick in the step. Tick send tick in the packet and state start tick per enemy. Client gets attack frame from the difference. Elapsed time server tick enemy starts tick. So I would have to keep track of ticks as well then. But it's time step based. I think it should be the same as just. Well, I guess then you would have a lot of fractions. It would be clearer to do. Yeah, true. Elapsed tick, server tick, enemy start state tick. But I would also like to use. Seconds into attack, elapsed ticks, time steps, server tick, but then you would have to keep track of why integer ticks not the F32. Is true at 1000 loses precision. The drift is exactly why fixed time step games count ticks, not seconds. A U64 is exact forever. Difference now start are what you actually need, and integer subtraction is exact. A late joiner just reads the latest tick from snapshot instantly synced. No replay needed. The client advanced its own copy of server tick between packets using its local frame delta time and resync to real value each snapshot. Looping animation walk idle. Don't even need this. You need this. They free run locally. Only attack reads the tick. Ponytail. Keep elapsed time to if other system use it. Just add tick for anything that needs the exact timing. Don't rip out the float. Want me to wire tick counter into main.sig and find where snapshot pack is built? So having like separate tick for counting that. I mean, I guess it would make sense. Kind of makes sense. You would just store the tick of where how far you're in, and then you could send that. But then again, well, ticks is the yeah, it could work. I can never spell main properly. So we would have here, I got accumulated time. That's for this get time, actually, I think. Oh yeah, and then we have elapsed time, which is kind of misleading which one is what, and then we have the delta time. Which is received from here. Why do I even do the delta time like that? I could just immediately... Why do I do this and then I just immediately... Wait, oh, no way. Oh my god, that's dumb. Let's disconnect from there, and then we'll close this thing, and then I think we can remove delta time. Because I can just immediately assign it here. You need to store it in any kind of... Get the... What the fuck just happened? Get delta time, accumulated time. Oh wait, do I pass? No, I do not. Just time step, yeah. And this one is actually like more just, well, it's accumulator, but it's, yeah, loop time accumulator. I will rename it because it's loop time accumulator. I think it's more clear. Accumulator. Is it accumulator? Yeah, that. It's just cleaner to read it, I think, because this is like adapt time makes sense. Time step loop time accumulator. And then we just do that. Oh, tracker. Tracker is better. Loop time tracker. Yeah. Okay. And then storing tick. Is it actually a good idea to store tick? I guess ticks kind of makes sense. Is there like any kind of like concrete why storing tick and there's like no good maybe store ticks that lab sensors distinct purposes. Precision, performance, and simulation consistent ticks are discrete units of time used to decouple game logic or simulation. Updates from frame rates in game development using... Well, for me, it's like it's kind of like the same because the frame rate is not dependent on the loop because I just accumulated the time and then I just, whenever it has passed a time step, that is like a tick anyways for me. So it's like, eh. But I guess also if you want to send it over the internet, it's more precise. So let's do it. I mean, you can do that. You can do a var tick is equal. Is a should you actually use 64? And then in here, whenever we actually do get in here. It's in here that we would like to do a tick is plus equal to 1. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to definition, go to info, go to it, and we're gonna add here tick. I think that makes sense, use 64. And we'll pass this around with that. Can I please? Thank you. We'll say tick is equal to tick. Tick. Not that it will reach use 64, I hope, ever. Or close to it. I added tick to the main and pass it with the info struct. Should I also, because I'm thinking now, also send it to the client when they connect? Because I think they should know like what tick we're on, right? Or Send it every snapshot. What the fuck? Not as a one-time connect message. Reason on connect only tick goes stale immediately. The client wouldn't have to perfectly count ticks forever after to stay aligned and hitch the desyncs it. If ticks writes in every snapshot header, the client just overrides it, copy each packet. Late join is automatic. The first snapshot they receive is sync and they drift self-correct or on the next one. No special on connect handshake. Client connect starts receiving snapshot. First snapshot here is the current tick. Done. Packet header. So then you would do rest of. You would always do a. Isn't that kind of dumb? Because then I would have to send it with every packet. I'm wondering, is that necessary? Handshake separate sync message to do. We want to look at where the snapshot packet is built serialized so the tick field actually goes on the wire. Because I don't even have. I think I removed the idea of a header because I didn't really need one. When Steam takes care of the most of the problematic parts of networking. No, I just send the raw packet that I want to use. I do not do anything else. So let me see. I just write. Well, I guess this is the header to tell which packet it is. But besides that, there is no packet or header. I don't really do a header. Besides the packet identifier first. How many bytes is it even? I think it's just U8 or enum. However big it is. That's for first bytes. But I still send fast packets. Why not just send one fast and pick up it? Because I think that would also save a lot of bandwidth than sending it every time, right? Because if you lose one, it's not too big of a deal to be a few ticks behind. I see it? Or losing a few ticks. Don't add a tick packet with the 8-byte snapshot you already send. These snapshots already carry start tick per enemy. To use it, client computes current tick, start tick. If your current comes from so then or from different server moments they disagree by the network jitter sits between the two packets. Embedded tick per the full animation. Only when it happens. We can send a reliable action, maybe. Perhaps. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe that would be better. Could I make this a packed struct? It would be so much better. It has to kills the whole tick decision. Attack is a reliable one-shot event. You don't need the tick at all. Great. The shared clock only matters so the client could compute how far into the attack we are. But if you are sending a reliable attack, even the moment it happens, the client just plays the clip from received. The client's own animation clock handles the frame and it hit fires at frame end locally. Meanwhile, the server applies the actual damage on its own tick. Neither side needs to agree on clock. Each player applies it. So you don't even need. Okay. The lazy split, walk, idle state, byte, snapshot, client free runs the loop or event to you call attack, reliable event, packet. Client plays Attack clip or receive server applies damage authority at its tick. Drop tick, start tick entirely for now. Attack ID, enemy ID, reliable sent once when the attack starts. The one trade-off, you know, you're accepting the client visible hit frame lands later than the actual damage tick. For co-op, that's invisible. Fine, only reason to bring tick base if you later want to rewind the animation so the visual hit lines up exactly with the server hit lag compensation. You're nowhere near needing that. Skip the tick, swing, start, lag comp, and tick back only when hit looks late becomes a real complaint. Yeah, okay. Send attack reliable and walk idle. Okay. Yeah, so we'll make it a specific kind of thing. Let's see. Do I store in the... yeah, I do have entity root here. An entity kind of... It has a kind. Expects model... Well, that's a bit of a dumb thing actually, but okay. And this spawn kind, it's also a little bit dumb. This was more, I thought it was gonna be generic, but it's also like it sometimes not, and it's really annoying. I'd rather type this out every time I need something like this. And then I have a networked. Since when? That I don't even remember adding. And I don't think I have ever added that, and it's not even used. Was it when I spoke with Harold and he suggested I could do networked for an entity and then use it in the future? I think it was some example, probably, was it? Anyways, I think we can remove it and be fine, can't we? I stopped everything. Yeah, I think we can remove that. This one is not necessary, and I think we'll also... I will add these manually to any place where they are needed, because this is... I think it's a bit dumb. Let's see, if I'm compiling now, will it compile? I think it will complain about the kind. Yeah, network manager. And yeah, here we don't, there's no such thing, and it's basically the same thing I do up there. I think I would rather just do that. Space struct with this information rather than doing. And the kind will, this one will come from where we took the other shared entity. That's kind. That's fine. See if does this one build. This one builds and run goods. Yeah, so that was literally dumb recently. Okay. So, and then we don't need that. It's a bit cleaner. Oops. Now what we can do is here. Is there a smart way to do it kind of like, because the animations needs to be in sync kind of, or state, it's state, and then based on the state it will also do an animation, right? So we do need the state to kind of be, we can just, no wait, we can just do a public const state. I think that's fine, P16. Okay, let's see, maybe it has a smarter than, but this is what I'm thinking. So for the states, they will have be shared. I am thinking of adding them. There should actually be a namespace to the entity struct in shared net. You got better ideas? That's where I'm thinking it makes sense. So I'm gonna start doing that, and then it's gonna tell me that I'm a dumbass and I should not do it and I should put it somewhere else. So what we'll have is idle, walk, attack. For now, this is all I need. I don't really care about anything else, and it's just quite generic kind of idea of what will be there. What the fuck am I doing? Unclear idle. public const. I think it's lying to me. What did I? Oh, I did this wrong. It's parentheses, not a. Looking at your actual protocol, there's no entity blob that goes over the wire. You don't snapshot a full. Oh my god. Misunderstood completely. Update run add heads. The field on entity won't get in on wire entity add. Here's just nested type. Never realize. Follow the pattern you already have. Add a server package variant. Update state. Yes, but the state. Yeah. Entity state, you dumb donkey. Send it on change. Yes. And then entity state, staying in the yeah. I don't know what's it's doing the exact thing that I'm told it I'm gonna do. And it's like, this doesn't look like you're doing this. What? Stupid. But this is a from server to client kind of packet, so maybe I should make something like a bit more, because this is very becoming like I'm starting to add a lot of packets that are custom made. But like, how can I either know on the other side how I'm supposed to handle a packet that I receive? Unless if I write inside of the packet, I would still have to write some way of identifying it on both sides, right? So there's no way to kind of generalize. Maybe with comp time I could do something. But that would be, I think it would be more hard than it would be fun to work with. I'm not trying to make it too generic, I'm trying to make it as precisely for what I want, so I'm gonna do this. Update state. And we'll go, where do I have the, here, this thing? Like that. Update state. Animation. Oh, update entity state. What else would the state mean? Yeah, U16 and then state. And that comes from entity. Oh my god, external, yes. Dot state. Like so. And then we can go here. Update state. Like so. We should be able now to go into here. Network manager should complain, doesn't. Source, this is fast type, network manager. Why am I seeing both client and server? That's dumb. Network managers, server. And it should be complaining that there's a problem. It doesn't. I know it should, because I just added the thing. If I try to compile, it should tell me that there's one package that's not. No, wait. Shouldn't? Nah. I'm pretty sure it should complain that it's. Oh no, it's I had another type. I'm dumb as well. Anyways, how should I go about the animation? It's kind of like. It's kind of like I need to think about some kind of like way of managing the state. Probably like I just want to send a state change, not always sending the state. So my naive approach would just be to put it in enemy manager and then storing a state array, or actually no, the network manager would store it. Yeah. In here, as I do with what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? Can so as I do here with add health, pending add health, pending spawn, pending despawn, pending state update or something, pending state. I like that a lot more than. I think that would be great. And then you can just access it wherever you need to access it. We'll go rid of this, and then we'll say pending thinking. Okay, let's see. For sending states, I will do the update in enemy manager, and then append a update state into the array into a array update states in net manager and send them. Let's see if it has a smarter idea. This is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do that until if it proves something that's completely dumb, then I won't do it. Pending state. And this will actually just take also a structure of ID 32, and it will be a shared entity state. Yep, that's exactly pending add health pattern you already have, so you're not inventing anything, you're just minoring it. Good instinct. The 3 spots all mirrors. So pending state, same idea, enemy manager, append that. I think I prefer always to, do I do that with the health? Init capacity, yeah, I always prefer to do an capacity of the things, because that, if I ever reach, like, even 4,000, I should never send that many packages of a update health. If I at some point reach that many, I would like to just crash and burn. So I know that I'm doing probably something very wrong. I'm just looping like crazy something and doing something very bad. So I prefer to do that instead of just as appending dynamically. I'm just going like crash, please crash. If you do something, if I'm doing dumb stuff, please crash. Don't work with shit that I'm not supposed to do. Let's see, update drain loop next to the health loop. Yeah, it's same idea. Let's see, note the contrast that makes this right choice. Transform stream world entities every tick because they change every tick. Health, actually they could, well yeah, right now as I have it, they do change every tick. I could probably do something more sophisticated. But we don't have problems, or we do have, but not big problems with that. Let's contrast the every tick. Health and state are pending list because their events only happen on change, so they only send on change. That's the depute we wanted. Only when I for free. One thing to decide, append on every transition, idle, walk, attack, or only on the client animates. Just append every transition. It's handful of bytes per enemy per event, and the client switch handles whichever one it cares about. Don't filter on the server. What do you mean don't filter on the server? Because don't you have the skipped per client filtering concealing duplicate states. Add concealing only if an enemy can flip state multiple times within one update, then keep last. When want me to apply all of it, fix update state packet, the fields drain network manager, enemy append, place at your transition logic or point me at it. I will just do this. So we'll do a ID U32 shared, and then field name has tuple has what? No, what? Wait, fuck, what? U32. Then I need to do this state, and we need a colon there. Yeah, that's better. And then in here we can just do dot pending state equals try init capacity, passing the GPA, and I don't think I want to do more than 1024 animation state update. Probably not even that many, but it's in a very high upper end. And that should be deinit also. Wait a minute. I never deinitialized anything apparently here. Pending state. I should probably check that the server doesn't leak. Because this is not good. I haven't been able to see because I never have like a clean exit for that. I always Control C it, you know? So it's really hard to see if it ever would do a peek. GPA. I don't get GPA here. But I do store GPA, but you actually do self GPA. What's going on here? I don't like that, but sure. Yeah, so now we can go to enemy manager, and when we need to store the state now on the actual enemies. They kind of need to know which state they're in, right? This... Damn. Should always have a state there. This is a bit... I think this is kind of relevant to if it has this kind of information, right? Or this kind of information. So you could start making this to a union stats or whatnot. We will do this now for this state. Shared entity state is equal to dot walking by default because I don't have a text state. And then enemy manager. Fuck! I just realized this. Well, it's. Let's make it fucked, and then we can figure out why it's fucked and make it better. Because I'm not sure now, but we'll see. If distance, and then we'll try to do this. And then we'll do an if entity dot state is not equal to tag. Then we'll have to update it. Okay. Maybe there's a smarter way to do this. But now we'll just do this. State is equal to attack. And then we'll do you have access to the network manager inside of here? I have access to the health manager, not the network manager, and I probably would like to have it. I'm wondering if I should just pass in the whole system here to every system, so you could have access to all of the systems within one system. Never have to explicitly say it like this. I don't know. I don't know. So if it's not, then I will say network manager dot pending states and assume capacity. And we will do ID is entity.id and state is equal to attack. And then if distance is less than that, well then the only other distance that we can assume to take is we have to change the state then. Hold on, am I doing this on the right one? This is also wrong. Because, hold on. Wait a minute. Distance is less than, then I want to start attacking. Attack cooldown. Ah, yeah, but otherwise I just increase it. So we'll, yeah, no, that's right. Bruh. And then we'll say if it's not equal to walk. We'll set it equal to walk. Would probably make this a lot cleaner. That's it. Walk like so. System will now want to take in here. Do I have network manager? Yeah, I do have network managers. Network manager. Check my phone real quick. Good. Nice. Okay. And then we go into this from here. Value of bool ignored. Ah, stupid. It's kind of like such a. I do that way too often. It's dumb. And then we will have to go into network manager, and at the bottom we'll do a similar loop for states. And we'll change this to pending state items entry. That's okay. And then this will change to update. There is no update state. There is update state. Good. It will be the same ID, but the amount doesn't exist in this one. It will be called as much as state is equal to entry dot state. And reliable, yes. And what we'll also do is that we'll do an std log debug send. We'll do ID, and then I think it's T for tag. Send state, send ID colon state, and then we can do a just to see that I don't do anything crazy. ID and then entry dot. What the fuck just go on? Entry dot. Why is it doing that? That's so dumb. Running good. Then we can go to systems and we'll go to the update and we'll. I think I can comment it out because it's quite often that I want to see quickly the time how it works. Same for this one. Ah, look, now it's actually complaints. Crazy. So we can go now to the client here, and switch case does not cover all of the states possible. Yep, it does not. And we're gonna add it here at the bottom. Dot update state. State. Oh, that's state command, but I think it's cleaner like this, maybe. And then what we'll do is that we'll have to do what we always do for any kind of these things, is that we have to get the server ID, and then we have to check that we can get the thing itself. Do I want to do an or else actually on that? Well, I always do a or else. I should maybe make a helper function for this. Like, this is so often that I do this specific. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Jesus Christ. Do I get the? It returns the. It gets the client ID. Might end it in mapping. But I do have a get pointer. Yeah, I do not have a get. But that's also if I already got the ID. My bad. But I could put it in here, get ID. World. I think I will do a hit here, yeah. Public function get client ID from server ID. Yeah, it's a long name, but I think it will be fine. We're taking self, this, and then ID. Let's call it server ID. Maybe just get client ID, because it already takes in get client ID, because you'll provide server ID in here, so what the fuck? Will it return ID 32? Maybe an optional. A bool. An optional. Let's How could it make it smaller? It could return 0, but that's just dumb as fuck. So what we're actually gonna do, we do this, you provide the ID, server ID, and then entity mapping, if you can't find it, will return null. Yeah, I think it's better. Or we could actually do an or else that. Let's see how bad this will go actually. Info. Well, the world, this is self. And then entity mapping, you pass in a server ID and then... Actually, this is get entity. Okay, let's do this. We'll do get pointer, and then we'll have a public function get entity pointer, and it will pretty much be the same, but it's more. We'll say self again. This and then server ID. Server. And I don't like name. Entity pointer server. Good server entity. Yeah. Server entity pointer. And this will return an optional entity, like so. And then const client ID, get client ID, and then we pass in server ID. And then or else to hello. Wait, oh, it's audio for render thread. Actually, I could do. Can do this. Okay, whatever, we'll do this first. So we get in here, we get the server ID, and then if we just return but I would like to okay, I will do it dumb. I will not try to make it fancy. We'll get that. Failed to get server ID. Server ID not being so that's fine. And then we can do here return, and we can do a return. Yeah, I said I will not do it nice. I will make it so it works. Return ID. Like so. And then here we'll just return null, else we do have the client ID, and then we can do entity. Even though they shouldn't be, well, yeah.
Okay, the Steam works.
Server ID client ID. Not a entity. So, if it's a bit verbose, but I think we shouldn't even run into these kind of problems, but that's why I'm doing it. And then we can return entity. And this is self. Yeah. Work manager. And this now we can do here. No, we can also do there, but we're not going to say. Info.world get server entity pointer, and then we can pass in state ID or state command. State command ID, or else return. And then we'll say const and entity. So now we got the entity there, update state. And now with the entity, we do need to store it also in system. Return one. This can be optimized. I know it can, but I don't know how yet. Not gonna worry about it. Okay. World. Then we have the entity structure here. Kind, and then we have state, share, state, entity state. So default value. Why am I not doing it in here? It's done. I'll do it here instead. Thank you. And then we can say entity dot state is equal to state command dot state. Like so. It could happen that I delete an entity and it is no longer there, but unlikely. Yeah, we don't do anything yet with this, but we can go to animations now. And then in here, we'll just do this for enemies right now. It's okay. So if enemy kind, if the kind is enemy, if, okay, then we can do a switch entity state. Model dot active animation is equal to, we'll update every loop it's done. I know that will work. If it's walk, it will be 0. If it's attack, it will be 1. And if it's idle, we'll put it also to 0 right now. That's okay. And this should, in practice or in theory, it should work. The fuck is supposed to be here? Is it supposed to be a comma or something? What does it want from me? Okay, nothing. Great. Oh, actually wants. What does it want? That's a dot. Comma. The hell does it want? Because a semicolon doesn't seem to do it either. No, it's fine. Right. Okay. Let's see how bad this goes. Okay, let's see if I spawn in an entity. or spawning 2 of them. Ah, it does work. Now if I move away, they're walking. Well, yeah, but they're kind of going back and forth when I don't walk. I don't know why they're doing that, but that should not happen. So it did not quite do the thing I wanted it to do. Let me just fly to the center of the planet real quick so we don't get... They still think that they can attack me. Interesting. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so now they're still like... Somehow they're still trying to attack me from there. That doesn't... Okay, I have done something wrong. They're going between attack and walk here. Yeah, you can see. Oh, fuck. Right, enemy manager. Oh! Oh, shit. Self dot pending state clear retaining capacity. Oopsie doopsie. Okay, where are they at? Where did they go? There they are. I lost them already. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Can I find the damn enemies? Where are you at? Where are they? Am I moving away from them? They should be pretty, like, alright at finding me, but there they are. Yeah, that's better.
Because when are you going to play Disco Elysium?
Disco Elite?
Disco Elysium.
What is that?
You roleplay as a depressed alcoholic cop in a alternate timeline with like fake Europe and shit. It's pretty good. It's like Estonian Baldur's Gate.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to go around digging for cans to like get money. And you can get really political and shit, and it's probably the best game in like 50 years. I don't know.
That sounds
We're
like
not gonna get
Dispatch.
Dispatch. It's more like played Planescape Torment. It's like Fallout, but better with only dialogue, and the setting is completely different. There's no combat. It's really good.
Hmm. Wait.
I'll look it up.
I'm not. It's usually when I try to avoid playing games because that's time I'm not spending making games.
It's just a good piece of literature, to be honest. It's mostly reading.
Oh no. I'm not that. If it's like more reading or story games, I'm very bad with those. I'm really bad, honestly. Like you know.
Yeah. But dude, everyone says that. Everyone who tries it fucking loves it.
It's like one of those kind of like Minecraft moments, kind of style where people say they hate Minecraft, they play one game of it and they're like hooked.
Would you say people say they hate Minecraft until?
Yeah, like I have I have tried to introduce Minecraft to multiple people, and everyone says always that that's a boring, dumbass game. And then they try it, and they're like, "Whoa!" It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like that.
It's interesting, like they actually reach me, but they still have the animation to walk. I'm wondering if... Oh, because the cooldown has to go up a second before they start attacking, right? I could start play the animation as soon as they can attack and then just start dealing. But that's basically doing the thing that they suggested to me to do. Ooh. It's fine, I guess, but that's a bit of annoying to. What if would it be too crazy? I don't know the loop.
Lube?
I don't know the loop. Because it's kind of like, it's annoying that it kind of just walks up to me and stays there for a sec. Now it's just not, it can't reach me, bruh. That's another reason why I should probably do capsules, because this is...
There are some goated libraries out there, by the way. I was gonna say, you know, like bullet physics and stuff like that. People who have implemented these libraries, they're just really good at what they do. It'd be cool to be able to use them from like Zig. You don't have to implement those yourself. And there's another like live mesh editing library called Manifold that does super fast like mesh editing and is super cheap. But they're gonna write literally everything from scratch or
Yeah.
based.
No, I'm not that big of a fan of writing everything from scratch, but I kind of like just I kind of like just still trying to see how things connect, because you can like you can start to connect different parts of software with each other, like how I got the right now you can like do Blender editing to models, and when you export them they automatically get hot-loaded updated into the game while we are playing, so you know. So it's like you kind of have like a model editor inside of the editor or the engine or whatever already in a way, you know. So it's these things I find really interesting, that you can just do that. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I'm also thinking like right now it would be nice for the server to be able to compile with a renderer, so you could like walk around and like draw debug stuff and get more live update on what's actually
in the server.
Yeah, because right now if I wanted to see the colliders, I would have to send them over the network, the collider information, to see where they are, and then they would also be partially delayed, which is also kind of like, you know, it's really hard to deal with that. But if I had a renderer on the server that you could compile partially with, it wouldn't even be registered as a player. It would just be something that exists on the server, right?
This sounds like a bad idea. I think you should have a client for debugging the.
Yeah, but if I have a client, then it needs to connect with the server, and I need to make packets to send debug information, and that's like and it wouldn't even be live.
Well, you'd packets to send debug information. I mean, what? Well, I guess, but the server should be basically. So the server should basically be a client. I guess the sane way to develop, I guess something like this is to have like, I mean, you have the client, which has a backend, right, and has a renderer, right, and the backend is what the server is. Plus some,
like there is, that's what I kind of, but I'm going with the kind of like Minecraft style hosting where the clients are just clients. They are none of them are the server. You have to launch a separate executable for the server.
Okay.
So because that's avoids a lot of headaches to think about, because I think like it's annoying to think like, okay, so now I need this special case for this one client host always to be considered. It's like, I don't want to deal with that. But if I made it a completely separate thing, which is not even a player, it's just exists there, that none of the, like, you could be walking around with that on a server, no client would ever know about its existence.
Yeah, I guess whatever takes the least amount of code to write.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I were to do the client thing, I still would have to. It's also like I'm kind of like in the place where I need to do some server prediction or interpolation. So it's also. But I don't think I should run the game logic on the clients. That's. I think that will allow for more problems to solve than.
You should look at. TF2 is in C++, but TF2 has some of the best. Actually, no, it doesn't have the best netcode, but it's actually. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've learned a lot of like game, like networking and shit just by playing source games and like reading TF2 source code.
I watched a talk about the what's it called, Overwatch. Because they have also,
What do they do?
They do a, if I understood correctly, they have like a 100 millisecond like delay, so the render is like always delayed, but you interpolate between the values that the server sends, because then you can make it look smooth, like you're interpolating between different states of the game.
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah.
And I guess it's
And they
fair
have
if everyone is
client-side
delayed,
prediction
then it's
and all
like
that.
it's fine, you know.
That's, well, like the reason you have the same backend on both the client and the server, so you can have client-side prediction. That's going to be basically perfect.
Yeah.
Except that doesn't know the future, right? So if I think you get a really good interpolation or client-side prediction or whatever that way.
Yeah, but I understood that Overwatch don't do it. They just have this. They do in prediction with the sense that you can have your player controller to do immediate stuff, right? But
Yeah.
besides that, you don't really. They don't really. I don't know.
You don't do it on all the other players. Like.
Yeah, yeah, no, you can't because you don't know their controllers.
No. I guess TF2 does it where it just literally assumes they're gonna keep doing whatever.
Yeah, well,
I think.
yeah, but I guess, yeah, I mean, that would be a smart assumption to do.
One thing you could do, I mean, you've studied object-oriented programming, do a interface segregation, have different interpolation strategies or whatever.
Mm. I'm trying to find where I'm doing all of these dumbass prints. Still have the spawn bullet post. Press the button. Should be where do I do this? It should be network manager. It can't be anywhere else. Bullet. Spawn entity bullet. There. And I still like the spawn planet, but. So now it doesn't flood the terminal with that. Okay. Because what I want to see now is that if I toggle back to take damage, player. We got the player up here, so I could actually do it live here. Player advanced, yes. But flags, invincible, through. It's always a little bit like do not take damage. You should hot reload to take hot reload. Yeah, because now there's no change in it. Let me take a look. Remove health. Because that should not be true. And the player does have this, so we should be able to take damage now. Don't know why I'm not taking damage. By taking damage, 1, current health, 100, did not take damage. Yeah, so it is invincible somehow, even though I'm pretty sure I'm putting it... Yeah, what the fuck? How can it be? Because I'm pretty sure I'm putting it to... Player... Ah, false. False. It just actually happens to time pretty well, that animation. Does it? Let me see if I go like... Is it? Okay, now it can't even reach me, brother. Die. Okay, well, It's okay. Damn, they do a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damn. Welcome back. Phil Swift here with Flex Tape trying to fix Lubus's code base. And that's a lot of damage. A lot of broken code. A lot of left debug statements.
A lot of broken code. A lot of broken debug statements. It's insanity. Okay, but I mean, I guess...
Only one pass of Flex Tape. It's as good as new. Like he never touched it.
One flex tape. Good as new. If we go to animations now, we cannot probably do this anymore. Like, it works, but it's pretty dumb to toggle the animations like that. I should probably
You know what you can have in your debug? You could have a combo meter. Like, if you get tons of errors in a row, it has a meter for how many error statements in a row. And you get a combo, you know?
Oh, combo meter. Oh god, no.
1500 combo debug or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that means now this works for the enemies. That's pretty fire. But I mean, I think it's alright until it's like becomes like more problematic. I think we are still in the space of trying to make what's the next important thing. Like they do attack. I think probably should do capsule spawning instead of. I think that's the thing that's more annoying, that they actually get stuck. So when I spawn it's actually in the player controller that I spawned this right now. It's pretty funny. A enemy. And then a collider, I say, is a box. Now, I think we should probably change this to be a capsule. And I don't know how far this will go, because I don't know what I do with this. Do I do anything with that? Then in here, and then in the update here. And if it has body, I will provide the entity in here, and then I will get the entity collider. And shape, I will check that it's capsule. It should be fine. This is another reason why now I should have an actual debugger, because I don't know how big those colliders actually are. I will just have to like... But I think of what happens if I spawn in a bunch of enemies right now? Where are they getting in there?
You could have a bullshit render that's like orthographic top down or some shit.
Oh yeah, that could also work. Yeah, they do our capsules though, and I'm like about to do the die. Wait, the capsules are like they're like floating above the ground. That looks hilarious. Holy shit. Maybe. Let's do also the player to be a capsule. So network manager, I think that one is the one responsible. It's so weird, but yeah, it's the one that's responsible for spawning player, collider, shape, box, capsule. That hot reloads, so it should spawn in as being a what the fuck capsule now. It actually feels a bit more responsive to walk on this surface now, maybe a bit annoying. we need to think about this a little bit. What the fuck? I need to draw those debug capsules to know if it's actually worth it. I think we'll take that the next time. My girlfriend is now starting to call me. She's telling me to get there.
Take a shower, please, I beg.
Take a shower. God damn it. Nah.
No.
All right. But I think I will think about. I think we will think. How about that, guys? We'll think about server-side renderer. This thing. Actually, do we have this done? We do. I think we got all of those things actually done to the extent that it's good enough. Now I would like to do this so we can actually debug those capsules and get them better, because that is actually like something that's pissing me off. Souls size. And then we have animations. In general, that
Är
we
det
would
det
like.
du gör på dagarna? Du sitter i ventrilo och knackar Zig.
Damn.
Du sitter i ventrilo.
Player animations, animations is there. That's good. And we want also idle animations. This is what we will have to think about. But for now, what the fuck? I would like to do that because that would be pretty fucking sick for debugging purposes. And I think we could actually, I could do that also. Nah, we'll do that first and then look into these things. Okay, that will be it. I will have to go. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.
Bye bye.